एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निरभव निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त जुनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद जप आद सच जुगाद सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच एक अद्वितीय गुरु नानक देवा ओंकार गुरु अंगद पेवा सतनाम गुरु अमर प्यारे करता रामदास गुरबानी पुरख श्री अर्जन सुखदानी निरभव हर गोबिंद गुण खानी निर्वैर गुरु है श्री हर राय अकाल मूर्त हर कृष्ण त्याय अजूनी तेग बहादुर राय सैभं गुर दिसमय सहाय गुर प्रसाद ग्रंथ गुर ज्ञाना वाहिगुरु बंदन भगवान गुरु ग्रंथ कल जुग पयो श्री गुरु रूप महान 10 पातशाह एहो रूप है गुरु ग्रंथ जी जान पूर्ण देखियो आत्मा द्वैत सर्व निवार पै शांत मन शांते तिन पद नमो हमार मुँह कूचे शास्त्र खाट पिंगरन छट जाए अंदल के बदरोस ने जो काल कृपा करा कहा बुद्ध प्रभु तो हमारी बन सके महिमा जो तुम्हारी हम ना सकता सिर्फ तुम्हारी आप ले तुम कथा सवारी सो कहो टल गुरु सेविय अहनिस सहज सभाए दर्शन परस्य गुरु के जन्म मरण दुख जाए दर्शन परस्य गुरु के जन्म मरण दुख जाए वाहिगुरु
सतनाम श्री वाहिगुरु साहिब जी हुक्मी होवन आकार हुक्म न कहे आ जाई हुक्मी होवन जीय हुक्म मिलै वड़ियाई हुक्मी उत्तम नीच हुक्म लिख दुख सुख पाई है एक ना हुक्मी बख्शीस एक हुक्मी सदा पवाई है हुक्म है अंदर सब को बाहर हुक्म ना कोय नानक हुक्म है जे बुझे ताहु मैं कहे ना कोय
वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह गुरु साध संगत जी वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह. We're continuing on with the definitions of the Sri Japji Sahib. We've gone through the first body, we're now on the second body. This is the third definition. This should be the final definition for this body as well. First definition was about what is the will of God. The second definition was about the Brahmgyanis and those people who live within the will of God, who are always in the acceptance of the will of God. And this third lot of katha on this body, this third lot of definitions, are for those people who are the jigyasus. The jigyasus are the students. And it's about the students who accept the will of the Guru. Those people who accept the will of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji, what do they gain? So here, the question is asked by the Sikhs, and they say, look, Maharaj, if we are to accept the will of God, then what is the merits of us accepting the will of the hukum, of the Guru? If the Guru says do this, do that, do this, well, what is the purpose for us to do it? What do we receive as a reward for doing it? And Sri Guru Angad Dev Ji is actually doing the replies in this. This is the question between the Sikhs and Sri Guru Angad Dev Ji. And Guru Angad Dev Ji replies,
Hukmi hoven akar.
They say, look, that individual who accepts the hukum, who accepts the will of Waheguru, who accepts the will of the Guru, what will happen is, they will, through the kirpa of the Guru, they will gain the form of Waheguru. Through the grace of the Guru, they will gain the form of Waheguru. Within their body, within this life, they will gain this divine, blissful form within them. They say you need to realize that there is no difference between your true self and God. In the way that a pitcher of water can be floating on top of the sea, the water within the pitcher and the water of the sea is exactly the same. There is no difference. And all that is separating you is the pitcher. And it is the breaking of the pitcher that merges both of you together. So during this lifetime you will gain and realize that divine essence within you. And upon leaving this earth you will become one with Paramatma. You will just merge like a droplet of water does with a pool of water. And then trying to separate that droplet, that specific droplet, is impossible. And it's the same here. Once a person destroys their body, then they become one with that form. And it says, Jo jal me pes na nikse teo dormeleo jalho. So it states in Gurbani, but Gurbani states as well within the Sri Sarblo Granth about the Atma and Paramatma. And that's the actual term used. We use the terms about water in order for people to understand that the droplet of water and water themselves, the ocean itself, is of no difference. But that's what Atma and Paramatma are. The Atma is the droplet, the Paramatma is the ocean. Once one merges with the other, there is no separating. And the Guru is saying that those people who accept the will, who accept the hukum of the Guru, those Jagyasus will become one within this life with Vaheguru. But when they get rid of their body, they will merge within the divine form and never be separated again. And the Guru continues.
Hukum na kahiya jai.
They say, look, the Shastras, the Veds and other scriptures, they cannot truly give you the contemplation about a Brahmgyani. Brahmgyani ki gat ko Brahmgyani jana. They say that the knowledge of a Brahmgyani is only known by another Brahmgyani. That we can speculate, but that is all we can do. We cannot actually deliberate fully upon the virtuous Brahmgyani themselves, their qualities, their strengths. You know, we cannot say anything about them in that way. As far as we're concerned, they are away from the karmic acts. They do not have to go into the cycle of rebirth and death. They become forever endless in the form of God. And Sri Guru Angad Dev Ji continue.
Hukmi hovan ji.
They say the Brahmgyani, according to their own hukum, they become Ji. Ji here means the conscious form. They become the Rup, the form of the conscious Vaheguru. They say Hukmi hovan ji because they accept the will. They live according to the will. They accept the command of God that they become the conscious form while they're alive. And they said, you know, within their heart, they see Vaheguru in everybody. They see Vaheguru in everything. They see no difference. They see, you know, Bhagavad Namdev Ji saw God within a dog and ran after it. Reba, the great saint from Persia, she saw God within, she saw content, and she felt mercy for the dogs that were suffering from heat and dehydration. She saw God in everything. So the Brahmgyanis are able to do that. Hukumi Honaji, they see God in everything within their hearts. They see God in everything that is around them. Again, it goes back to Arabi's Wajat al-Wudud. You know, it goes back to that. Wadat al-Wujud, sorry. It goes back to his theory where God is everywhere and God is within everything. And that's what the Brahmgyani, that's what the individual will gain as well. So the individual who learns about the Brahmgyanis, who follows the will of the Guru, will become a Brahmgyani in this way. And Sri Guru Angad Dev Ji continue.
Hukum male vadiyai.
They say it's simple as this: the Jigyasu who starts doing bhakti of Vaheguru, they will gain praise. They say, you know, Nanak Brahmgyani a Paramesar. It states that within Gurbani on Ang 273 that Guru Nanak Dev Ji, they themselves are the Brahmgyani. They are within the Brahmgyani because the Brahmgyani becomes that form of the Guru. So by doing bhakti, you will gain that form yourself, and you will gain praise. And you will hukumala vadiyai, you will gain vadiyai from accepting the will and worshipping God. And Sri Guru Guru Angad Dev Ji continue.
Hukumi uttam neej.
They say simple as this: the Jigyasu who meditates on Vaheguru, accepts the will of God, they will become great from being low. They say those people who they say here neej, hukumi uttam neej, so they will become uttam. And they say neej here stands for the bad actions that are done. They say the bad actions that are done or performed by an individual will all be forgotten about. They will no longer do those sorts of things. They will no longer commit sin. They won't do anything like that. They'll follow a righteous path, and because of that, that individual will become like a deity on earth. They will become blessed on earth. They will become worshipped on earth. So hukumi uttam neej, they will become great because they will eradicate or get rid of all their bad, their needs, their low actions. And the Guru continues.
Hukum likh dukh sukh paiya.
They say, look, the individual who follows the will of God, the individual who follows the will of the Satguru and is beloved by his Satguru, they will eradicate all of their afflictions and pain within this life. They will all disappear, and they will gain the blissful form of the Atmanand. They will gain the bliss of the Atma, the soul, within this life. They also state that those people who accept both death, suffering and bliss, they say that the person who has written their suffering will change that. They will change that. God will change that. Once he realizes the person has become a devotee, according to the karmic rules, according to Sri Gurpratap Suraj Prakash as well, by Dare Singh, it states that if a person has got bad written upon him and they are to meditate, that the Guru can change it through Matha. And Guru Gobind Singh Ji have stated that in the Sri Gurpratap Suraj Prakash, where we mentioned the Sakhi with Salardin earlier on as well, where they can turn a bad affliction into something good. And Sri Guru Angad Dev Ji continued.
Ikna hukmi baksis.
They say those people who live in accordance to the will of Vaheguru will gain Brahmvidya. They will gain divine knowledge. Once they have that divine knowledge, they will see God within everything. So Maharaj then continues.
Ik hukmi sada pavaiya.
They say that Adhikari, the Jigyasu, the student, that person who is to Sadapavaya, forever control their mind, control their sleep, they'll be able to control all these sorts of things, tiredness, all these things that normally condemn a person to sleep, lethargy, not having any effort. They say all these things will come under their control. And what will happen is, for they will then start to turn their thoughts inwards and look inside themselves and focus on Vaheguru rather than focusing on the world. And the Guru then continues.
Hukum hai andar sab ko.
They say, look, say to the Jigyasu, look, the Jigyasu will realize within themselves that within them, within that individual, you have the Indriya, you have the Pran. So the Indriya are the organs, the Prans are your vital breaths, Britya, everything. Everything that is within you is within the will of God. Through the grace of Satguru, you'll realize my breath, my waking up, my going to sleep, my everything, it is within the will of God. It is within the will of Guru that everything takes place. And everything within the world is within the acceptance and will of Vaheguru as well. And Maharaj then continues.
Bahar hukum na koi.
They say, look, you need to realize that there is nothing that is outside the hukum. Even your Indriya, your organs, or the animals outside, or anything that takes place in the world, all these things happen according to the will of God. Everything that takes place is within the will of God. Like I said, we do have some free reign. We know what is right and wrong, but everything that's going to take place with regards to pains and sufferings and things like that, they're happening because of what you have committed yourself. It's through bhakti that you can get rid of them. We talked about it in the last Brahmgyani arts with the hukum as well. But you can do it. And then Maharaj then continues.
Nanak hukum je bujhe.
And Guru Nanak, they ask, what is hukum? What is hukum? Hukum ki hai? And Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, look, Ik Onkar Satanam, that is the hukum of God, that is the will of God. And those people who accept, at the same time, God himself has no hukum upon himself. Nobody has the right to rule above Vaheguru. Nobody rules Vaheguru. He has Onkar on, these are his shabas, or Gona Shabad, these are shabas known to him. But he is the form, the complete form. And nobody has hukum over Vaheguru. Nanak hukum hai jai bujai. So nobody has hukum over Vaheguru. That Brahmgyani's hukum is the form. That is the causal form of everything that takes place. And the Guru then lastly recites. They say through reciting the Ik Onkar Satanam, the Upadesh that's been given, that a person is able to eradicate all of their attachment, their desire, their maya, their pride, and get rid of all these. And once they get rid of all these things, then that person will become enlightened, exalted. That Jagyasu will become exalted and become one with God. And Sri Guru Angad Dev Ji gives these definitions for the individual who follows the will of the Guru, and these are the rewards that they will feature. And that is the end of the definitions for this Pauri. Next time we'll move on to the third Pauri. And we'll close it there, Kamalpreet Singh, if you could do that for me, please.
Hukmi hovan akar, hukum na kahya jai, hukmi hovan ji, hukum mile vadiyai, hukmi uttam neech, hukum lik dukh sukh paiye, ik na hukmi baksiis, ik hukmi sada pavaiye, हुक्म है अंदर सब को बाहर हुक्म ना कोई नानक हुक्म जे बुझे ता होमे कहे ना कोई
वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह हे गोविंद हे गोपाल हे दयाल लाल प्राणनाथ अनाथ सके दीन दर्द निवार हे समरथ अगम पूर्ण मोहे में आता अंधकूप महाभयान नानक पारे उतार आय प्रभु शरणागति कृपा नित दयाल एक अखर हर मन वस्ते नानक होत निहाल एक अखर हर मन वस्ते नानक होत निहाल वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह।